The cold emptiness of space held many secrets, but none as important as the one discovered on that fateful night at Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station 7. Located in the quiet mountains of Colorado, this station was one of humanity's silent guardians, always watching the stars. It was past midnight when Tom Harris, the night shift operator, noticed something unusual in the quantum wave patterns. His coffee cup stopped halfway to his mouth as his eyes fixed on the screen. The patterns weren't random. They were organized, structured, and definitely artificial. "Control, this is Station 7. Tom's voice was steady despite his racing heart. "I'm picking up something you need to see." Within hours, the station's discovery reached the United Earth Defense Force headquarters buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Admiral James Walker stood in the command center, his gray eyes studying the massive display screen. At 60 years old, he had spent most of his life preparing for this moment, though few knew it. "Play it again," he ordered, his voice filling the silent room. The alien communications flowed across the screen once more. Thanks to decades of secret research and preparation, Earth's quantum computers could now decrypt most alien transmissions. The messages were clear and troubling. "They're planning an invasion route," explained Dr. Ryan White, the lead cryptologist. His fingers danced across the holographic interface, highlighting different sections of the decoded text. "They're targeting what they call primitive worlds, and Earth is on their list." Admiral Walker allowed himself a small smile. "Primitive, are we?" He walked to the center of the room, where a 3D map of the solar system floated in the air. If they only knew. The truth was, humanity had been preparing for this exact scenario for over 200 years. After the first alien ship crashed in 1947, world leaders had made a secret pact. Instead of announcing their discovery to the world, they would prepare in silence. Every major technological breakthrough since then, computers, the internet, quantum technology, had been guided by reverse-engineered alien tech. "How long until they reach our system?" Walker asked. "Based on their communications, 3 months," answered Captain Lisa Green, tactical officer. Her dark skin reflected the blue light of the holographic displays. "They expect no resistance. Their messages show they think we're still using primitive rocket technology." Walker nodded slowly. "Perfect. Activate the Shadow Protocol." Throughout the solar system, hidden sensors and stations began to power up. Cloaked satellites emerged from their dormant states. Deep within Earth's oceans and underground bases, advanced weapons systems came online. Humanity's hidden strength was awakening. In orbit around Jupiter, the massive quantum radar array detected the first signs of the alien fleet. They were coming in force, over 300 ships strong. They expected to find an easy target, a civilization barely able to reach its own moon. Instead, they would find a humanity that had spent generations preparing for war while pretending to be peaceful and primitive. Every crashed alien ship, every intercepted transmission, every piece of advanced technology had been studied, improved, and weaponized, all in absolute secrecy. Walker turned to his communications officer. "Send the message. Use all frequencies they might be monitoring." Across the vast emptiness of space, Earth broadcast its first official message to an alien civilization. It was short, clear, and carried a warning that few would understand until it was too late. "We see you. We know your intentions. We are ready. Turn back." In the command center, Walker watched as his officers prepared Earth's defenses. "Let them come," he muttered. "Let them think we're weak. Let them think we're primitive." He looked at the holographic display showing the approaching alien fleet. "They'll learn soon enough." The next few days would change the course of human history forever. But unlike what the aliens expected, it wouldn't be Earth that fell. Humanity had spent too long preparing, too long waiting, too long pretending to be less than they were. The aliens thought they were hunting prey. They didn't realize they were walking into a trap 2 centuries in the making. And Admiral James Walker, along with the rest of humanity's defenders, would be ready when they arrived. 50 years earlier, humanity learned its most important lesson about survival among the stars. It was a lesson written in fire and blood, known today as the Gray Fleet Incident. Admiral Walker, then a young lieutenant, remembered that day clearly. He stood at his desk, looking at an old photograph from that time. In it, a much younger James Walker stood beside the burning wreckage of an alien ship, his uniform covered in dust and blood. The Gray Fleet had appeared without warning. 12 massive ships emerging from the darkness beyond Mars. They hadn't bothered with warnings or demands. They simply opened fire on Earth's orbital stations, expecting an easy victory. What they found instead was the first test of humanity's secret defenses. "We lost 6 million people that day," Walker said to the room of young officers gathered for the emergency briefing. "But we learned something valuable. We learned that we could fight back." The images from that battle played on the screen behind him. The aliens had expected to find a helpless planet. Instead, they found the first generation of Earth's quantum shields, reverse-engineered from the crashed ship of 1947. When the Gray Fleet's weapons hit those shields, their energy was absorbed and redirected. 3 alien ships were destroyed by their own firepower, but the cost had been high. The shields were new, untested, and many failed under sustained attack. That day changed everything. Walker continued. The world's governments finally understood we couldn't just defend. We had to prepare to win. He pressed a button, and the display showed the next phase of human preparation. Deep under the ice of Antarctica, scientists had begun work on the dark matter weapon program. In the asteroid belt, automated factories built ships and weapons in total secrecy. On Earth, quantum computers processed alien language and technology at an unprecedented rate. "We learned their weaknesses," Walker said, pointing to diagrams of alien ship designs. "Their shields couldn't stop dark matter. Their sensors couldn't detect our dimensional cloaking. They thought they were superior, and that was their biggest mistake." The room was silent as Walker walked through the holographic display of Earth's hidden defenses. The young officers watched in awe as layers of protection appeared. Orbital platforms disguised as debris, weapon systems hidden in plain sight, entire fleets waiting in dimensional pockets. The Shadow Protocol wasn't just about building weapons, Walker explained. It was about deception. Every public space launch carried secret payloads. Every failed satellite was actually a success. While aliens watched us struggle with primitive rockets, we were building an invisible fortress around Earth. He showed them the final piece of the plan, the quantum shield network. Unlike the crude shields that had partially failed during the Gray Fleet incident, these new barriers could trap enemy ships, cutting off their escape routes. "The aliens think they're watching us," Walker said with a grim smile. "But we've been the ones watching them. Every transmission, every ship movement, every piece of technology. We've studied it all. And we've prepared." One of the young officers raised her hand. "Sir, why are you telling us this now?" Walker's expression turned serious. "Because in 3 months, we face our biggest test. An alien fleet is coming, bigger than the Gray Fleet, more confident, more aggressive. And this time, we're not just going to survive. We're going to show them exactly what humanity can do." He brought up the final display. A complete battle plan 50 years in the making. Every scenario had been calculated, every response planned, every weapon perfectly placed. "They think we're primitive because that's what we wanted them to think. They think we're weak because we've hidden our strength. They think we're unprepared because we've buried our preparations so deep that even most humans don't know they exist." Walker looked at each officer in turn. "Your parents and grandparents built this defense. They worked in secret, sacrificed in silence, all to give us this chance. Now it's our turn to use what they created." The room hummed with quiet determination. These officers were the product of generations of preparation, trained in secret to use technologies that officially didn't exist. "Remember the Gray Fleet," Walker said finally. "Remember why we hide our strength. And remember that this time, we're ready for them. The aliens were coming, just like they had 50 years ago. But this time, humanity wasn't just ready to survive. They were ready to win. The control room of Earth's main broadcast station was quiet except for the soft hum of quantum computers. Located 2 miles beneath the Pacific Ocean, this hidden facility was about to send humanity's most important message. Admiral Walker stood with his hands behind his back, watching the final preparations. Next to him, Communications Chief Mark Peters worked at his station, setting up the broadcast that would reach across the stars. "All stations report ready, sir," Mark said, his fingers moving across the holographic controls. "We can send the message whenever you give the word." Walker nodded slowly. "Show me the alien fleet's position one more time." The main screen lit up with a real-time map of space. Hundreds of red dots showed the approaching alien ships. They were moving confidently, making no attempt to hide their presence. Why should they? They thought they were approaching a primitive world that could barely reach its own moon. "They're so sure of themselves," Walker said quietly, "just like the Gray Fleet was." The plan was simple but clever. Earth would send its warning on all known alien frequencies. The message would be clear and direct, a show of strength that the aliens would surely ignore. Their arrogance would be their downfall. "Send it," Walker ordered. Mark pressed his palm against the activation panel. Around the world, hidden transmitters powered up. In orbit, cloaked satellites aligned themselves. Deep in the ocean, quantum arrays hummed to life. The message went out in every alien language Earth had decoded over the centuries. Simple, clear, a warning and a last chance. "We see you. We know your intentions. We are ready. Turn back." In the alien fleet, the message caused confusion at first, then amusement. Their command ship sent the transmission to every vessel, and soon their communication channels were filled with laughter and jokes. Earth's monitoring stations picked up their responses. Walker listened as the translations came through. "The primitives think they can threaten us. They must have gotten lucky and decoded some of our transmissions. This will make our victory even sweeter." Dr. Ryan White, monitoring the alien communications, smiled grimly. "They're reacting exactly as expected, sir. They think we're bluffing." Walker walked to the tactical display where Captain Lisa Green was coordinating Earth's hidden defenses. "Status of the planetary shield network. All stations report green," Lisa replied. "The quantum shields are ready but inactive. The alien scans show exactly what we want them to see, a defenseless planet with primitive satellite technology." More alien messages poured in. Their fleet commander had made his decision. They would proceed with the invasion as planned. Earth's warning had only made them more eager to attack. "Activate the Mars defense grid," Walker ordered. "But keep it in silent mode. Let them think they're sneaking past our outer defenses." Deep beneath the red sands of Mars, automated systems came to life. Weapon platforms hidden in the planet's caves powered up while staying invisible to alien scans. Earth had spent decades building these defenses, always careful to keep them hidden. "Enemy fleet has passed Jupiter's orbit," Mark reported. "They're moving faster now. I think our message made them angry." Walker smiled slightly. "Good. Angry enemies make mistakes. Start evacuating civilians to the underground shelters, but keep it quiet. We don't want our guests to notice anything unusual." Around the world, people began receiving coded messages on their phones and computers. They had practiced this many times. Everyone knew where to go and what to do. To the aliens watching from space, it would look like a normal day on Earth. "Sir," Lisa called out, "I'm picking up transmission from their command ship. They're broadcasting their own message." The alien response appeared on the main screen, translated into English. "Primitive world, your defiance is noted. Your technology will be taken. Your resources will be harvested. Your species will serve. This is not a warning. This is your future." Walker read the message twice, then turned to his crew. "Well, that was rude." A few nervous laughs broke the tension in the room. Send our final response. Mark prepared the transmission system once more. This time, the message was even shorter. We warned you. As the aliens continued their approach, humanity's trap was nearly ready. Years of preparation, decades of secret development, and centuries of careful planning were about to pay off. The real battle was about to begin, and only one side knew what was really coming. The alien fleet entered Mars orbit with all the caution of a lion approaching a sleeping rabbit. Their massive ships, each one nearly the size of a small city, moved confidently through space. Their scans showed nothing but a few primitive satellites and some space junk around Earth. In the underground command center, Admiral Walker watched their approach on the main screen. Time to show them their first surprise. Captain Stone, you have permission to proceed. Hidden in the shadows of Mars' larger moon Phobos, the stealth ship UES Ghost waited silently. Captain Robert Stone sat in his command chair, watching as the alien fleet passed right by his position. His ship was humanity's newest weapon, completely invisible to alien sensors thanks to dimensional cloaking technology. All crews ready, Stone reported through the quantum comm, beginning Operation Shadow Drop. The Ghost's special cargo, hundreds of tiny quantum mines, silently deployed. Each mine was smaller than a coffee cup, but packed with enough power to cripple an alien ship. They drifted harmlessly through space, looking like normal debris to alien scanners. Mines deployed, Stone reported, moving to Phase 2 position. The alien fleet continued forward, completely unaware of the trap they were flying into. Their commander had even sent another mocking message to Earth. Your orbital defenses are pathetic. Surrender now, and we may spare your largest cities. Walker smiled at the message. They still can't detect our real defenses. Perfect. He turned to his tactical officer. Status of the quantum shield network. Ready on your command, sir, Lisa replied. All 120 generators are in position. The aliens still think they're looking at weather satellites. The invasion fleet was now spreading out, preparing for their attack formation. They had no reason to hurry. In their minds, victory was certain. Their ships moved into precise positions, ready to launch their first strike against Earth. That's when Captain Stone sprung the first trap. Detonating mines in 3, 2, 1. The quantum mines activated all at once, but instead of exploding, they created a complex web of energy fields. The aliens suddenly found their ships trapped in a network of quantum disruption zones. Their engines sputtered and their shields flickered. What's this? The alien commander's confused message was picked up by Earth's monitoring stations. Some kind of primitive energy field. Increase power to engines. That was exactly what Walker had hoped they would do. The more power the aliens fed into their engines, the stronger the quantum disruption became. 20 ships were already completely stopped, floating helplessly in space. Now for the best part, Walker said. Activate the Mars defense grid. Deep under the red Martian soil, hundreds of weapon platforms emerged from their hiding places. To the aliens' shock, the dead planet they had just passed suddenly bristled with advanced weaponry. Impossible. The alien messages became frantic. The red planet was empty on our scans. This must be some trick. The Mars defense grid opened fire. Beams of concentrated dark matter, a technology the aliens thought was impossible, sliced through space. 3 alien ships were cut in half before they could even react. 5 more lost their engines, spinning helplessly in space. They're trying to retreat, Lisa reported with a grim smile. Just as predicted. Walker nodded. Time to close the trap. Captain Stone, you may reveal yourself. The UES Ghost dropped its cloak. The stealth ship appeared right in the middle of the alien fleet, its black hull absorbing all light. Before the aliens could react, it launched its main weapon, the quantum shield net. A massive web of energy expanded from the Ghost, connecting with the already deployed mines. Within seconds, a huge section of space was enclosed in an unbreakable quantum barrier. The alien fleet was trapped. "Send them the message," Walker ordered. Earth's communication systems activated once more. This time, the message was different. "This is your final warning. You are trapped in a quantum containment field. Your weapons cannot penetrate it. Your engines cannot break it. You have 1 hour to surrender, or we will demonstrate more of our primitive technology." In the command center, Walker watched as panic spread through the alien fleet. Their confident attack had turned into a desperate fight for survival in less than 10 minutes. And this was just the beginning of Earth's surprises. The hour given to the aliens passed without a surrender. Admiral Walker stood on the bridge of the UES Prometheus as it emerged from its dimensional pocket near Earth's moon. The ship, Earth's most powerful warship, had been hidden there for years, waiting for this moment. "They're preparing for a final attack," reported Captain Lisa Green, who had transferred to the Prometheus for the battle. "They think if they concentrate their fire, they can break through the quantum barrier." Walker watched as the alien ships gathered their remaining strength. Even trapped and surprised, they were dangerous. But humanity was ready for this too. "Launch the orbital platforms," Walker commanded. Around Earth, what had appeared to be simple satellites suddenly transformed. Panels opened, weapons emerged, and hundreds of defense platforms revealed their true nature. The aliens watched in horror as their scans showed the truth. They were surrounded by advanced weapons they hadn't even detected. "Impossible," came the alien commander's message. "These readings, these weapons, they're beyond even our technology." "Show them how impossible we are," Walker ordered. "All platforms, open fire." The space around Earth lit up with energy as the defense platforms attacked. Dark matter beams cut through alien shields like they weren't there. Quantum torpedoes phased through hull armor and exploded inside enemy ships. Every weapon was designed to counter alien defenses that humanity had spent decades studying. The alien fleet tried to fight back. Their energy weapons flashed across space, but Earth's quantum shields absorbed and redirected every blast. Their missiles were caught in gravity traps and destroyed. Their advanced targeting systems were confused by dimensional shifting technology. "Enemy fleet is down to 60% strength," Lisa reported. "They're still trying to coordinate a counterattack." Walker nodded. "Time for the Prometheus to show what it can do. Activate the main gun." The Prometheus's bow split open, revealing a weapon unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. It was humanity's greatest achievement, a cannon that could fire a concentrated burst of dark energy powerful enough to tear through multiple ships at once. "Target their command ship," Walker ordered. "Let's show them what primitive humans can do." The Prometheus's main gun fired. A beam of pure darkness cut across space, completely invisible until it hit its target. The alien command ship, their most powerful vessel, was split in two like paper. The beam continued through 3 more ships behind it before dissipating. Panic spread through the alien fleet. Their formation broke apart as ships tried to flee in different directions, only to be stopped by the quantum barrier. Their communications filled with chaos. Their weapons, they're impossible. How do they have this technology? "We must surrender. We cannot fight these demons." But some alien ships refused to give up. In their desperation, they tried to ram the Earth's defenses, hoping to break through by sacrificing themselves. This too had been predicted. "Activate the dimensional shifters," Walker commanded. The ramming alien ships suddenly found themselves passing through empty space as Earth's platforms shifted slightly out of phase with normal spacetime. The alien ships flew harmlessly through where the platforms had been, their suicide runs wasted. "Sir," Lisa called out, "we're detecting power buildups in their remaining ships. They're trying to self-destruct." Walker had expected this too. "Deploy the stasis fields." From the orbital platforms, waves of blue energy washed over the alien fleet. Time itself slowed to a crawl around their ships, preventing their reactors from overloading. The aliens found themselves trapped not just in space, but in time as well. The battle had lasted less than 30 minutes, The mighty alien invasion fleet hung in space, defeated by the very primitives they had come to conquer. More than half their ships were destroyed or disabled, and the rest were trapped in stasis fields. "Send the final message," Walker ordered. Earth's communication systems activated one last time. The message was sent to every surviving alien ship. "Your fleet is defeated. Your weapons are useless. Your ships are trapped." This was not luck or trickery. This was preparation. This was humanity showing its true strength. You have one last chance to surrender. In the silence that followed, the surviving alien ships began lowering their shields. The battle was over. Humanity had won its first major space battle, using technology that their enemies had thought impossible. And the galaxy would never see humans as primitive again. In the main conference room of the UES Prometheus, Admiral Walker sat across from the captured alien commanders. They looked different from what most humans had expected. Tall, blue-skinned beings with 4 arms and crystalline eyes. But right now, they looked more confused than dangerous. "How?" asked the lead alien commander, who had introduced himself as High Captain Axor. "How did primitives like you defeat our greatest fleet?" Walker placed a small device on the table. It projected a hologram showing Earth's history, but not the history these aliens knew. Instead, it showed the true story of humanity's preparation. "Let me tell you a story," Walker said. "It begins in 1947, when your scout ship crashed in a place called Roswell." The aliens' crystalline eyes widened. They remembered that lost scout ship. It had been written off as destroyed in an asteroid field. "That crash taught us 2 things," Walker continued. "First, that we weren't alone. Second, that we weren't ready. So we made a choice. We would get ready, but in secret." The hologram showed scenes from Earth's hidden development. Underground bases where scientists reversed engineered alien technology. Secret factories on the dark side of the moon. Training facilities deep under the oceans. Every time one of your ships passed near Earth, we were watching. Every transmission you sent, we recorded. Every piece of technology you used, we studied. Walker's voice was calm but firm. "You thought you were observing primitive humans. In reality, we were learning everything about you." Another alien commander slammed his 4 hands on the table. "Impossible. Your ships were primitive. Your satellites were basic. We monitored your progress for decades." Walker smiled. "Yes, you did. You saw exactly what we wanted you to see. Those primitive rockets, they carried secret payloads. Those basic satellites, decoys. Even your most advanced scans couldn't detect our quantum technology because we developed it specifically to hide from you." The hologram showed Earth's true defense network, thousands of cloaked platforms, hidden bases on every planet and major moon in the solar system, fleets of ships waiting in dimensional pockets. "But why?" asked Axor. "Why hide your strength?" "Because we learned from history," Walker explained. "Every time a less advanced civilization met a more advanced one, they were conquered or destroyed. So we decided to appear weak while becoming strong. We studied your weapons so we could build better defenses. We watched your tactics so we could counter them." The aliens watched in silence as the hologram showed more of humanity's hidden achievements. The dark matter weapons, the quantum shields, the dimensional shifting technology. Some of these things their own scientists had said were impossible. "Your fleet wasn't defeated by luck," Walker continued. "It was defeated by 2 centuries of preparation. Every move you made, we had planned for. Every weapon you used, we had a counter for. Every tactic you tried, we had already practiced against." He stood up and walked to the window, where Earth could be seen floating in space. "Look at our planet. What do you see?" The aliens looked. From space, Earth still appeared peaceful, primitive, harmless. "This is our greatest achievement," Walker said. "Not our weapons or our ships, but our patience. We spent generations building our strength while appearing weak. We explored the stars in secret while pretending to be earthbound. We became stronger than you while looking helpless. The hologram showed one final image, the full extent of Earth's defense network finally revealed. The aliens gasped. The technology, the weapons, the sheer scale of human preparation was beyond anything they had imagined. Your fleet was just the first test, Walker said. Now the real work begins. Earth is ready to join the galactic community, not as a primitive world to be conquered, but as an equal, perhaps even as a protector of other developing worlds. The alien commanders looked at each other, their arrogance replaced by understanding. They had come expecting to find primitives. Instead, they had found a civilization that had outthought, outplanned, and outfought them at every turn. We have much to discuss, Axor said finally, and much to learn from you. Walker nodded. Humanity's long deception was over. Now it was time for the next phase, teaching the galaxy that appearances could be deceiving and that underestimating humans was a deadly mistake. 1 month after the battle, Earth looked different to anyone watching from space. The hidden defenses were now visible, a clear display of humanity's true power. The surviving alien ships, repaired but disarmed, prepared to carry a message back to their worlds. Admiral Walker stood in the United Earth Council chamber, addressing representatives from every nation. The room was packed with leaders who had helped keep humanity's secret for generations. Now, it was time to tell everyone the truth. Today, Walker began, we stop hiding. Today, we show the galaxy who we really are. Behind him, screens showed live feeds from around the solar system. The dimensional pockets were opening, revealing humanity's hidden fleets. Dark matter platforms emerged from their cloaked positions. The full might of Earth's defenses became visible for the first time in 200 years. Our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents built this, Walker continued. They worked in secret, sacrificed in silence, all so that we could reach this moment. They were the true heroes, the ones who stayed quiet while building our strength. In orbit, the UES Prometheus led a fleet of 1,000 ships, each one more advanced than anything the alien coalition had. They formed up in a display of power that could be seen from every telescope on Earth. We're broadcasting live across every frequency, reported Captain Lisa Green from her new position as fleet commander. The whole galaxy will see this. Walker nodded and began Earth's message to the stars. His words were translated into every known alien language. To all spacefaring civilizations, you know us as Earth, as humans, as primitives. Today, that changes. We reveal ourselves not as the weak civilization you thought we were, but as we truly are. The screen showed Earth's true capabilities. The quantum shield network extending through the solar system. The dark matter weapons that could stop any invasion. The dimensional technology that made their ships invisible. We hid our strength not out of fear, but out of wisdom. We learned. We prepared. We built our defenses while you watched our decoys. We developed our technology while you mocked our rockets. We grew stronger while appearing weak. In the alien coalition's home systems, leaders watched in shock as Earth's message continued. Their best fleets had been defeated not by luck, but by careful planning and superior technology. But now we offer peace, Walker said, his voice firm but not threatening. We offer friendship to those who come in peace. We offer protection to developing worlds that need it. And we offer this warning to any who would threaten peace in this galaxy. We are ready. We are watching. We will defend those who cannot defend themselves. The alien ships, ready to return home, powered up their engines. But before they left, High Captain Axor requested to speak. Walker granted his request. I came to Earth expecting to find primitives, Axor said, his voice broadcast alongside Walker's. Instead, I found the most advanced civilization I have ever seen. My people were wrong to think strength only shows itself in weapons. Earth's greatest strength was its patience, its wisdom to prepare while appearing weak. Around the solar system, humanity's hidden achievements were becoming visible. Research stations on every planet, cities under the ice of Europa, mining operations in the asteroid belt. 2 centuries of secret progress revealed at last. Today begins a new era, Walker concluded. Earth is no longer hiding. We stand ready, ready to make peace, ready to make friends, ready to trade and share knowledge, but also ready to fight if we must. Remember the lesson our victory taught. Never mistake patience for weakness. Never mistake preparation for primitive technology. And never mistake Earth's peaceful nature for an inability to defend itself. The alien ships departed, carrying their warning back to their worlds. But they also carried an invitation, a chance to join Earth in building a better, more peaceful galaxy. As Walker watched them leave, Captain Green approached him. "Do you think they learned their lesson, sir?" Walker smiled. "They learned that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't our technology or our ships. It was our ability to work together, to keep secrets for generations, to prepare without boasting. We taught them that appearances can be deceiving." He looked at the Earth floating below, beautiful and now visibly powerful. "We're not hiding anymore," he said, "but we're still watching, still preparing, still ready. That will never change. The galaxy now knows. Don't threaten Earth. We're ready and waiting." The new era had begun. Humanity had revealed its strength, but kept its wisdom. The galaxy would never be the same, and Earth would never pretend to be primitive again.